You think you understand Renaissance art? Think again. Every painting from this era is a visual puzzle, packed with secret codes that Renaissance viewers could read instantly but we completely miss. Take Botticelli's Primavera. You see beautiful figures in a garden, right? Wrong. You're looking at a coded wedding blessing. The three graces dancing represent fertility. Mercury dispersing cloud symbolizes protection. Venus in the center? She's not just standing there, she's orchestrating the entire cosmic dance of love and abundance. The orange trees above her head are a direct reference to the Medici family who commissioned it, their golden fruit literally hanging over the scene like a family crest. Every flower, every gesture, every color was chosen with surgical precision to communicate specific meanings that educated Florentines would decode immediately. But here's where it gets wild. Michelangelo painted a human brain on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, and nobody noticed for 500 years. Look at the creation of Adam. That red cloth surrounding God and the angels. It's anatomically perfect. The shape matches the human brain down to the cerebellum, the optic nerve, even the pituitary gland. Michelangelo, who dissected corpses to understand anatomy, was making a statement. He was saying divine intelligence and human intellect are connected. That God's gift to Adam wasn't just life, it was consciousness itself. This wasn't decoration, this was philosophy, painted in plain sight. Leonardo da Vinci took it even further. In the Last Supper, if you read the positions of the apostles' hands and the bread on the table as musical notes, they form an actual melody. Da Vinci, the ultimate polymath, composed a secret song into his masterpiece. And the symbolism doesn't stop there. Every hand gesture in that painting tells a story. Judas is clutching a money bag, his elbow knocking over a salt cellar, ancient symbols of greed and betrayal. Thomas is pointing upward, foreshadowing his doubt and need for proof. These weren't random choices. Renaissance artists operated like cryptographers. Now, jump forward 4 centuries to Surrealism, and the game completely changes. Salvador Dalí didn't hide his symbols, he weaponized them. Those melting clocks in the persistence of memory, Dalí called them his meditation on the fluidity of time. But he also said they were inspired by watching Camembert cheese melt in the sun. He created his own symbolic alphabet. Ants meant death and decay. Crutches represented psychological support or weakness. Eggs symbolized prenatal memories. Grasshoppers were his personal phobia made visual, unlike Renaissance artists who used shared cultural symbols everyone understood. Dalí invented a private language drawn from his unconscious mind and Freudian psychoanalysis. René Magritte took the opposite approach. He painted ordinary objects in impossible situations specifically to break your brain. In The Treachery of Images, he painted a pipe and wrote beneath it, "This is not a pipe," in French. He was right. It's not a pipe. It's a painting of a pipe. You can't smoke it. Magritte wanted to shatter the relationship between objects and their representations, between words and images. His painting, Time Transfixed, shows a tiny locomotive emerging from a fireplace in a normal room. There's no dream logic here, no Freudian symbolism. Magritte insisted his work had no hidden meaning. The mystery was the meaning. He wanted you to question reality itself, to realize that everything you see hides something else. The difference between Renaissance and Surrealist symbolism is profound. Renaissance artists used symbols as a shared language, a way to communicate complex theological and philosophical ideas to an educated audience. A lily meant purity. A skull meant mortality. Blue represented divinity. These were codes everyone could crack, but Surrealists rejected shared meaning entirely. Dalí's symbols came from his personal unconscious. Magritte's images deliberately resisted interpretation. Where Renaissance art said, "Decode this message," Surrealist art said, "There is no code, only mystery." Both movements understood something crucial, though. Art isn't just about what you see on the surface, whether it's Botticelli hiding Medici propaganda in mythological scenes, or Dalí painting his psychological obsessions. Every brushstroke carries intention. The Renaissance believed in universal truths that could be symbolically represented. Surrealism believed the unconscious mind held truths that rational symbols couldn't capture. One movement encrypted the meaning, the other exploded it. So next time you're standing in front of a famous painting, don't just look, investigate. Ask why that flower is there. Question why that figure is positioned that way. Notice the colors, the objects, the impossible juxtapositions. Because whether it's 500 years old or a century old, that painting is speaking a language. And once you learn to read it, you'll never see art the same way again.